Hello friend, in today's video I am sharing 3 tips to help you and your little one integrate back into society and pick up those social skills in a post-pandemic life coming up. Hi friends, my name's Nekole. If you happen to be new, I am a mama to 2 beautiful kiddos. I'm a licensed pediatric occupational therapist and I'm a parenting coach. And today's video is really important because we are transitioning back into quote unquote normal life, right? For whatever that means to you. Before we dive in, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up if you feel like it resonates or it's helpful, and hit the bell notification. That way you're not missing out on future helpful videos. All right, you guys, so I don't know how it's already been 18 months. I mean, in some regards, it feels like it's been lifetimes, and in others, you're like, 18 months. That's kind of nuts. So a lot of us are still trying to figure out how do we get back in the swing of things, and it can be particularly difficult for our kiddos. In fact, many health officials and child specialists are recommending that we help our children. We're monitoring them, right? And we're helping them relearn to re-engage in safe social settings, especially our little ones. They were out of the game for such a significant chunk of their lives that they're probably going to need a bit more support from us. And so these 3 tips are geared to help you navigate this big transition for us as parents and for our little ones. So the first tip I want to share with you is to start small. Intuitively, you may be feeling this and you're like, that was my plan because it's a lot for me. But if your little one was especially young, as my son was, he was 3.5 when this all started, learning to be in really big social gatherings is a huge leap, right? He's a really social kid, so I think he'll adjust fairly well. But for all of our mental health and the feelings of anxiousness and just ooh, this is a lot for our sensory system, I recommend that you start small. So bring maybe 1 or 2 of your kiddos' friends from school or even family members over for a play date, meet in the park, and start small, no pressure. You guys just run around, have a good time. And the second tip is that you have a conscious conversation around this process. I've noticed as mama, for me, I feel completely overwhelmed going back into crowds or seeing mass people gather around. It's like we've trained our system, our nervous system, to just be okay and feel safe in really small spaces. So to suddenly have people with no mask on and gathering and socializing and laughing, it's gonna take a minute for our nervous system to get used to this is now safe too. This is okay. And so if we can have conscious conversations with our kiddos about how we are feeling as parents, it's really gonna help our kiddos feel like, oh, it's okay for me to feel this way too. So an example of this is was that a lot for you, Kai? I understand if it was, because mommy was even starting to feel a little bit anxious and a little bit not safe in that environment. And it is safe, but it's going to take us time to remember that it's safe, so something along those lines. So the third tip is to allow space between these events. So whether you're doing a small get together with family or friends, or maybe your kiddo is engaging in some sort of sport, or school is maybe starting to come back. I love that this is summertime because we have a little bit more control over our kiddos' schedules, and we can insert some spaciousness between this re-engagement with society, right? So maybe you do an event or a play date and then you take a few days off and you let your kiddo kind of recalibrate to calm and normal and allow them to come back and say, hey, I'm ready to do this again. Let's try this again. And the next time you go in, maybe there's a few more kids, so we're just sort of easing back into this. I think it's really hard and unrealistic to expect us to go from 0 to 100. Life is slowly moving back towards some normalcy. But a lot of us are still trying to navigate this feeling of this is too much, and oh my gosh, I'm so grateful that we have this. So it's normal. Allow yourself space and continue to speak with your kiddo about it through this transition. They will be so grateful for it, and it helps us keep our pulse on our child and how they're doing, how they're adjusting as we move to post-pandemic life. I hope you found this helpful. If you have any questions, please feel free to drop them below. Otherwise, I will catch you in the next video. Thank you for watching. Bye.